Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've done anything and thought I'd do something different. Try something a little bit more gaming related. And so here's the backstory. Last year, around Christmas, my wonderful in-laws got me a 10-pack of hot sauce. And this hot sauce is ranging from 1 to 10 in spice level. And I thought, that sounds like a really good idea for a video, but what could I do that's a little more gaming related? And that's when I thought of the old YouTube channel Hot Pepper Gaming. And what they would do is they'd like eat an entire habanero or something crazy, and they would give a review for a game. And I thought, you know what? This isn't quite that extreme, but I'm gonna do something similar to that. So I've got the 11 most recent games that I've played to completion. Some of them are older, not super recent games, and that's because I'm slow. I don't buy new games. I wait for them to be out for a long while, but they were new to me when I played them. And we're just gonna go random draw, so that way I couldn't plan ahead anything when my mouth is on fire and needing to get out 5 words maximum. I didn't want to do that, so I'm gonna try not to drink any milk throughout this process, and it's gonna suck a lot. I do have a glass of milk right over here to douse myself afterwards, but let's see how this goes. And I'm doing this all on a Minnie Mouse spoon. It's kind of faded, but it's one of the kids' spoons. You can see my horrible setup in the reflection there. But yeah, it's not a little spoon, but it's a little spoon. So we're gonna start with green chili. And I'm gonna shake them all up. I'm gonna open them for the first time. They have not been opened at all. Don't know how easy they will be to open. All right, that works. The whole top just came off, and I'm gonna pour the hot sauce. I'm gonna wait 5 seconds, draw a thing, and then give my quote-unquote review about the game. And I'm going to teetotally fill up the spoon. I don't know how well that really shows. It's full, don't worry. So this is the green chili sauce. Oh, this is gonna suck. Because I'm not putting them on anything. It's just gonna be swashed around in my mouth. Oh, and there's gonna be so much vinegar. That one's not bad. I'm also gonna give my review of the hot sauce too, because I can. So I'm just gonna. Okay, that one's not bad at all. So the first game is Carto. So Carto is a game that probably not a lot of people even have heard about. The only reason I knew about it was because of a Nintendo Direct about a bunch of indie games. Basically, you play this child and you fall out of an airplane and you land in an unmapped area. And the really cool thing about this game is that you are a cartographer that actually controls how the map looks. Like, you explore, you find pieces of the map, and then you get to decide how they interconnect. It's a puzzle adventure game, and I greatly enjoyed it. It is not a long game. It only took me like maybe 5 hours to beat, but I enjoyed all of it. I thought it was a really cool concept of just being able to build the map to what you're exploring and having to find solutions to normal adventure game tasks by completely manipulating the map. It was really cool. And I am slightly sick, so this is either gonna clear out my sinuses or I'm gonna be snotty as all get up by the end of this. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to spicy barbecue. Let's see, are they all gonna open about the same? Yeah, just pop off top. Okay, we're just gonna build. Ugh. Oh, it's so much. It's so much. instantly a lot better. I like that one a lot better. That one's like a spicy Sweet Baby Ray's. It's pretty good, actually. I might use that quite often. I'm gonna use that on rib. That'd be really good. I like that one a lot. That one's not too spicy either. And it has been a year since I've had these, so they might be a little bit less sweet. Octopath Traveler is a JRPG, Japanese role-playing game, and I absolutely love it. It's got a 2.5 art style, which means it's 2D sprites, but in a 3-dimensional world that's also made of 2D sprites. I mean, if you look it up, a trailer of it or something, I don't know if I'm going to put a gameplay or not, I'm not sure. But it is really cool. Like, highly recommend this game. Even if you're not a big fan, you will be at the end. The stories, well, let me go back. So, my mind is going to be all over the place in this thing. So the main thing is that there are these 8 heroes with 8 completely individual stories. You can choose who to pick as your team and continue their stories, or you can swap between people and just go about it. And the stories themselves are a little slow paced, I'll admit. They're not super interesting, but once you start getting more and more combined, you realize they're all integrated and all connected in little ways, and it's kind of cool. I love the battle styles of everything. It's really neat how you can, the turns are kind of based on almost a random factor, I want to say. It's pretty neat, and you can do different combos and things. But what I really love about it is the job system. So each of the 8 main characters has their own special job that they do, whether it be warrior, scholar, dancer, thief, like those kind of things, and that gives them abilities. Well, at a certain point in the game, you can then choose to give a second job to each player, and they can take on the jobs that the other people have to fill in those niches, or you can kind of go out of your way to find special jobs that give you really cool things. And I absolutely loved this mechanic. It was so cool to just go through, get everyone really buffed up with a certain job, and then realize, you know what, I actually want them to be something else. What I will say, though, is this game it's not hard. It's a good challenge until you get to certain bosses that are absolutely stupid. Like, you have to have a perfect strategy to beat them. I think there's only like 3 in the whole game, but one of them is the final boss of the game. Once you've finished everything else in the game, and it's like, oh, by the way, here's a boss rush followed by a huge boss that, I kid you not, took me 3 in-game hours. No, 3 real-life hours. I started the fight, 3 hours later, I beat it. And that wasn't the first try. Oh no, I lost a lot, and it is insanely hard. I never want to do it again, but I really want to play Octopath Traveler again just to experience it one more time, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend playing it. It's amazing. So next we're gonna go to Chipotle. Chile. I didn't remember what the second word was. Let's see. This is number 3. My stomach has already been feeling a little wonky today, so this is probably a really stupid idea, but I've not been shaking these up either. Dang nabbit. Ah, jeez. I'm a mess. I'm a sniffly mess. And there is one game that I have in here that I will not get to talk about, just because I had 11 games that I've played that were actually beatable. I mean, like, I played New Horizons, I've played Phasmophobia, I've played different, like, multiplayer, not really play to beat games, but I didn't feel like that'd be, I didn't feel like that'd be really fair to include them in something like this. Just get a little bit of, a little bit tasty taste. That tastes like a lot like your traditional buffalo sauce. Maybe a little more vinegary than I'm used to, but still pretty good. I could put that on some hot wings, and that'd be really good. Be down for that. Okay, next game. New Pokemon Snap. It's probably one of the more recent ones that I've played. So backstory, I loved the original Pokemon Snap on Nintendo 64, played it all the time. I loved the world that you can, I mean, I'm a big Pokemon fan, you guys know that already, but going into a world where you see them naturally existing is such a unique, different way of looking at things, and I loved that. So when they announced it, I literally screamed like a little girl, and my wife Becca told me to calm down, and I wasn't allowed to watch if I was gonna act like that. So I was mega hype for this game. Let me tell you, I put it in my Switch, I turn it on, I get past all the intro stuff, and I enter that first world. And I think it's like the park. I was blown away at how good this stuff looked. I mean, I was on constant swivel the whole time, freaking out. I was like, I can't get it all. I have to see it again. I have to do this and this and this, and there were so much different things. And it's incredible. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And then every time I got to go to a new place, I was like, what kind of Pokemon do they have? Oh my gosh, they have that and they have that. And then I noticed they have different levels. And I was like, okay, so each level is going to introduce a little bit new mechanic or new Pokemon and things. And like that's cool. That's cool. And then I noticed the album isn't just get all the Pokemon. It's get all the Pokemon 4 times in different ways. But we're gonna categorize what counts as a 4-way star, like 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. And that kind of killed it a little bit for me, I'll be honest. That I feel like wasn't the best decision on their part, because it kind of takes away the magic of it. Because then after the initial time, you're just like, all right, let me go through this again, do all these exact steps over and over again to try to get that one shot, and it just kind of gets kind of boring after a while, and it's less fun. It's less about, let's see what I can do and let's just look up a walkthrough, because some of the stuff is just insane on how you would even guess to do it. I mean, that being said, I did play through all of it, plus the DLC was also incredible, not even gonna lie, it was really neat. Got all 4 stars and everything, but I was severely burnt out by the end of it. And I mean, the research requests just kind of lame, only because they only work half the time. Like, you can get the perfect picture for something, but it won't count it because it didn't have that exact timing that it was looking for. And it was a little bit stupid, but overall I greatly enjoyed the game. If you're a fan of Pokemon or photography, pick it up. It's a good one. I liked it. I think we're up to number 4, jalapeno pepper. Shake it up. Shake it up. Gonna unscrew. So far, this isn't terrible. This isn't as bad as I thought, but we're only on number 4. So we shall see. Ooh, this one's real liquidy. Comes out real whole. Comes out in loops. That one's definitely not my favorite. That one's really vinegary. Oh, Lord. Whew. Whew. I don't know what to use that one on. That one's just... Ugh. That one tastes like my homemade salsa, like hot sauce that I made, but just jalapeno peppers. That wasn't very good. Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls 5. I think it was 5. Skyrim. So back forever ago, this game came out and everyone was playing it. Ugh, I feel it on my tongue now. And everybody was playing it, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I haven't played the first 4, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And that was pretty much it. That was done. So my friend got it, and he was like, hey, it's on my tongue now. I can feel it. I'm starting to drool. So my friend got it, and he was like, hey, you want to try it? And I was like, sure, I'll play through it. And I got it like maybe a couple hours in, and I was like, this is actually kind of fun. I really want to play this on my own. And I never did. So that was probably 2012, 2013. So fast forward to 2019. I had my Switch, and they re-released it for Switch, and I was like, this is my chance. I'm gonna get that. Was my first Switch game that I bought. Was the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Oh, this one really sticks on my tongue. I am screwed for the last half of this. No, we're not even to the halfway mark. And so I played it a lot. I'm talking like, I think I have 300 hours in it right now. And that's because I'm a completionist. That game is a completionist nightmare. And a lot of the quests I've realized are just the exact same. Like literally some of them are the exact same. And it's cool at first, but only if you put it down and pick it back up later. Like if you just continuously play it, it gets really drawn out, really boring, and not at all fun. But if you put it down for like a month at a time, pick it back up, start playing it again, start hacking, whacking dragons, it's a great time. And that's what I've been doing. Full disclosure, I've beaten the main campaign. I've built all the homes for the one DLC. I've done the Dawn Guard DLC. Fought the vampire. Done all that. I haven't finished the Dragonborn DLC yet. It just got boring again. It's been months since I've played it, so I think that's actually the next thing I'm going to play after finishing up what I do. Whatever I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I never know. But, I mean, it's Skyrim. Everyone knows what that is by this point. If no one's even played it before, I'm sure they've heard of it or know at least somewhat. It's an RPG, I think, action adventure. You got your options of what you can be. You go out, you spelunk into caves and fortresses and things, and you kill dragons. That's it. You get over leveled by like halfway through and you start kicking the crap out of everything. It's fine. Asked me like 10 years ago and I might have said something very different. But now I'm saying it's fine. And my mouth is still spicy, but we have to move on to intense garlic. This one is a wild card. I don't know how this one's gonna be. But this is the halfway point. And I'm not blubbering like a baby. My tongue's just a little spicy. I've got a little bit of spitty on my tongue. My nose starting to drip though. Intense garlic. How intense is this? Is it more intense like spicy garlic, or is it just more? That is a red color. That is red. I don't like that. That's like all the bad things about garlic. I mean, it's not really spicy. I mean, it's intense in a way. I don't know what way that is. My mouth is drooling a good bit. The Super Metroid. Yes, the Super Nintendo one. Believe it or not, as big of a fan of Metroid as I am, I hadn't actually played Super Metroid until literally a few months ago. I always wanted to play it, but I was holding out until I could get the cartridge for Super Nintendo so I get the real experience. Then I was like, I don't want to pay $70 for a cartridge that came out like 20 years ago. So I just bit the bullet and bought it on Virtual Console for 3DS. So I had the ability to save state and things like that, which made it way easier to play through without worrying. Okay, my nose is dripping now. Without worrying about portability. And I loved it. It's really good. Like, it's everything people talked about it being and more. Like, I came from the 3D Metroids of Metroid Prime and loving those immediately. Like, as soon as I played them, I fell in love. And Super Metroid, I mean, you know me in 2D side-scrollers. I'm not great. But something about Super Metroid really kept my attention. And I loved it. I loved trying the little speed tricks. I couldn't do any of them, but I loved trying them. Like, it's just one of those, it's really simple controls, but you really have to master them to get anything done. And it was fascinating. I actually really enjoyed it. If you haven't played a game like that, that's been out for so long, by all means, try it. If you have a Nintendo Switch Online, it's actually included with the Super Nintendo games. And yeah, you can play it completely for free. I mean, I say completely for free, but that means paying for the subscription. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really cool. I actually greatly enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it more than the 3D Metroids. Those are definitely, my niche is 3D, not 2D, so definitely suffered there. But I mean, it is incredible. If you don't know what Metroid is, just for anybody that's lived under a rock for many, many years, space adventurer Samus Aran, going to different planets, fighting off the Metroid invasion or alien invasion of things, saving things, fighting aliens with big pew pew guns. It's a good time. It's great. It's great. Don't worry about it. It's great. I don't know much more to say other than that. And now we're gonna move on to the later half of our things with hot sriracha. Hot sriracha. My lips are turning a little red. Looks like I've been wearing lipstick. Okay, let's get it open. And I actually enjoy sriracha. It's not a bad thing. I don't like it all the time because it's a very specific thing that you want to use it with, but every once in a while, I like it. Ooh, oh, I'm dripping. Making a mess with this one. You know, it's not as hot as I thought it was gonna be. I definitely feel like the 4 was hotter than this one. Maybe it's a slow burn. I kind of feel it in the back of my tongue, but it's not anything too bad. So maybe this won't go as well as I had hoped, and I'm not gonna be blubbering like a baby the whole time. Instead, I'll just be babbling like a moron. Mix up my hat. Next game is Paper Mario Origami King. I have some interesting things to say about this. So if you've never heard of Paper Mario, it's basically a 3D Mario game, but in 2D art style because everything's made of paper. Kind of. It's weird. I love the Paper Mario series. I love it. Whenever they come out with one, I will buy it regardless of how stupid it may look. That being said, 1,000 Year Door will always be my favorite, hands down, followed by Paper Mario, the original, followed by Color Splash, followed by Super Paper Mario, followed by Sticker Star, followed by Origami King. Here's why. In one, so Paper Mario through 4, 5, up to Color Splash, the battle system was always, you hit me, I'll hit, well, no, with the exception of Super Paper Mario. That's why it's so low on my list. I like RPGs. I love turn-based battles. That's my thing. I love it. And Origami King almost tricks you into thinking that's how it's gonna be, but it's not. I mean, I grew up with Paper Mario being, you collect badges, you can do different abilities, and you can do different things, and they took that away. Paper Mario games have kind of gotten away from a lot of what I loved about Paper Mario, but at least with Sticker Star and Color Splash, they included really good story writing. Like, I can't tell you how many times I laughed playing Color Splash. And even I recently played through Sticker Star, like after playing everything else, and I was like, you know what, this actually isn't bad. It's just that was when the major departure happened. But with Origami King, it's almost boring. Like, they made it way too easy to do like the tasks that you have to do, and the battle system is just stupid. I hate having to rotate the dial just to get one move, and if you don't perfectly figure it out in one turn, then the enemy just beats the snot out of you and you can't do anything about it. It's stupid. Like, I absolutely hate it. And it would be even worse, but the boss battles are cool. I like what they did with the boss battles. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't played it yet, but I like that they used real world items. I'll say that. You can see that stuff in the trailer. I like that they used real world items as the bosses that would actually hurt paper, and then on top of that, the spinning mechanic actually works in their favor. It makes it a lot cooler that way. But the regular battles constantly just having to do the same thing over and over again, it's just dumb. Like, I really did not care for it at all. I mean, overall, I enjoyed the game because it's Paper Mario, but I'd much prefer to play any of the other ones over that one ever again, to be honest. But who knows, maybe I'd love to play all of them on my channel one day, but we'll see. Next we got nothing broke, we're fine. We got cayenne pepper. For some reason, this bottle is made, no it's not, it's just the label's up a little higher. Cayenne pepper, which means this one's gonna be a little bit spicy. Vichassé. I keep dripping. I gotta stop dripping. I hate just the dry swallow of hot sauce. That's probably the worst part, because it's so dry. Like, have you ever just dried, or have you ever just swallowed straight up vinegar? It just burns your throat. It's weird, because the later half so far has not had like hardly any real spice to it. I thought it'd be way hotter, but it's more just, not even flavor really. Like, I'm not disappointed, because that means I can use these on just about anything. Like, I had a ghost pepper sauce that we got from a different company long ago, and it stayed in our cupboard for a very long time because it had a great flavor, but it was like a paste and it was really hard to use on anything. That one's not bad. Cayenne pepper, not bad, not too spicy. Next game is ukulele. So if you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of the Banjo-Kazooie games. I haven't played the third one yet. I own it now. That's coming not soon, but that eventually will be coming. But I love the first two. Love the 3D platforming, love the collectathon, love it. So to make a long story short, the original team of Rare has disbanded after being absorbed by Microsoft. It used to be Nintendo. And a few of the key members re-imaged themselves as Platonic Games, I think is the correct name for that company. And one of the first games they created was Ukulele. It is the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, meaning as soon as I heard about this thing years ago in a Kickstarter, I was nuts. I really wanted to play it as soon as it came out, but I didn't have any of the consoles. I've been waiting years and years, and then one day I found this website called Limited Run Games. And what they do is they make a limited run of a game that may not have came out with physical box art of or all this different things for a specific console. And what's really cool is they were making a physical version of Ukulele for the Switch. And I was like, that's awesome, because I love having physical editions of games. Much prefer it, hands down. Way better. And so I bought it, and it has sat on my shelf for literally like 3 or 4 years. Like, I didn't want to play it until I played through all the Banjo-Kazooie games, and then I wanted to play it on my channel the first time, and I was just like, man, I gotta play this thing, man. It's so cool looking, and I just want to play it. So I did, and I love it. I love it so much. It's so cool. Don't get me wrong, there are a few things here and there that could have made it just a little bit better, but for having such a dry spell of not having 3D platformers, it really hit the spot. I loved it. I loved the characters were funny, the abilities are cool, the main characters are just like, it's literally just Banjo-Kazooie with a new skin, and I loved it. I mean, I haven't played the sequel yet either. I do plan on eventually getting it, but where it's more in the style of Donkey Kong Country, and those games are... I've played them. 2D side scrollers. Just not my thing. But I'm willing to give it a chance because I liked the first one so much, and I really want to support that revival of games. Like, I don't want to let them not think anybody cares, because I do. I really enjoy that. But yeah, highly recommend Yooka-Laylee. I don't know. I can't even think of how much I've talked about these different things. Like, the hot sauce is affecting me mentally more than it is physically. It's like draining my mind and not letting me think straight. But I greatly enjoyed it. It's really cool. Main story, you're a chameleon and a bat named Yuka and Laylee trying to get back a book from a giant bee that owns a business. Sounds silly, and it is. And I love it. So, highly recommend getting it, even if it's just is it virtual? It's not virtual. What's it called when you don't get the physical version? Digital. Even if you get it digitally, that's fine. Just play it. It's cool. It's great. Love it. Good things. Moving on to Mango Habanero. I don't think I'm gonna like this one because 1, I don't like mango. I actually hate mango. 2, habanero is really hot. I don't. This is usually when I'm like, ooh. We're on number 8. We're almost done. I know this is a longer video than you guys are used to, but that's fine, right? Because it's interesting. Cheers. Ugh. I hate everything about this one. It was almost thick. Like, I put it on my tongue and it just sat and like swallowed my tongue. This one's hot. Oh, buddy, this one lit up my whole mouth almost instantly. Oh, okay. Yeah, these last 3 are gonna suck. Oh, this is how I expect it to be the whole time. Okay. I hate that I made the rule I'm not gonna drink milk. I'm sweating. Okay. I can't talk. I might break my rule of milk because I can't talk. Apologies for the milk mustache on my mustache. Oh man, hold on. Okay. Nope. This is only number 8. I'm gonna die. Okay. Katamari Damacy reroll. So this game, man. So 1 spoonful. I got 2 more. I just blowing my papers everywhere. I don't even care. I don't do spice well. I don't do habanero. For a reason. Okay. Katamari Damacy. The whole thing is you're some weird cosmic being on the world with a ball that rolls things up to make a big ball. That's the game. Whole premise. It's actually very popular. It is insanely Japanese. Oh. And if you've never seen it, I highly recommend at least seeing it, just for the madness that it is. It's absolutely crazy. But the intro sequence alone is just nuts. It makes you confused and leaves you with more questions than answers. And the gameplay itself is weird because you control this giant ball rolling things up with the sticks. No button inputs, just if you want to go one way, you push both sticks one direction. If you want to spin, you push them in different directions. It's so weird. And they have little challenges that you can do that are really hard. Like you have to, I might pass out. Like I feel my ears going deaf or something. It's really weird. I still have 2 more. But you go around collecting things and build a big ball. That's pretty much all there is to it. And you have really catchy, really not understandable music playing behind you the whole time, and it's just nuts. It's fun. It's fun, just zone out kind of game. And that's all really there is to say about it. But I really want to keep talking because I really don't want to go to this next one. This next hot sauce. It's called Fiery Habanero. And that was the mango habanero. I know I'm not gonna do so good with this, guys. I'm gonna need a second glass of milk. I'm not having a good time. Oh, it smells spicy. I don't wanna. But I must. Get out of here, fly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can feel my ears blocking as I sit here. So far the spice hasn't really hit me yet. It's definitely a slow burn, which is great. I might be able to get through this. Next we have Luigi's Mansion 3. Backstory, you know I love Luigi's Mansion. Played it on the channel. If you haven't watched that, go do it. Love the game. Played it so many times. And when I found out there was going to be a sequel, I didn't have a DS at the time. A 3DS rather. And so I didn't play it for a long time. And eventually when I did play it, it wasn't as good as the original. And that kind of bummed me out. It was still fun. It was okay. But it wasn't Luigi's Mansion to me. So flash forward to when they announced Luigi's Mansion 3. And I was like, okay, this looks similar to the second one. Don't know if I'm gonna like it that much. So flash forward to when I got my Switch, Luigi's Mansion came out, Luigi's Mansion 3 came out, and I played it. I enjoy it. It is definitely not my favorite. That will always be the first one. I like it more than the second one. It definitely kind of keeps that mindset of you are Luigi hunting ghosts in a singular location, but we're gonna make it a hotel with wacky, crazy themed floors that don't look like they're in the same hotel. Kind of did a bypass. And I don't prefer it, but it is what it is. It still made it cool. Some were better than others. Each level has a boss, which I thought was kind of cool. Throwing mechanics. I love Gooigi, how you can just through things, and it's pretty cool. And I mean, it's neat. I enjoyed it. That's really all I gotta say about it. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. I enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. I was kind of annoyed by the crystal collecting that they brought back from Dark Moon. That was a little lame. I mean, some of them were kind of cool, but most were just like, I'm just doing this for completionist's sake, and then I just want to be done. And I haven't played any of the multiplayer online stuff, just because it doesn't really sound that interesting. Like, I play the game for the single story mode, and that's about all you're gonna get, you know? So that's all I'm gonna say about that one. It's really, like, it was cool, and I want to play it again, maybe on the channel, but it wasn't my favorite. Number 10, Ghost Pepper. We're almost there. This video's probably gonna be an hour long, and that's fine. I'm debating if I want to pick which of the last games I want it to be, or if I want to talk about both of these so much. That sucks. These were two of the ones that I really wanted to talk about, and they were just happened to be the ones that I'm not gonna get to. Oh heck, I might talk about both. I don't know. Just a bit. This would open differently. Alright. Ghost Pepper. I actually love the taste of a ghost pepper. It's just the spice is usually too hot to actually taste anything after a few minutes. And of course I dribbled this one. Why would I not dribble this one? Right on the tip of my tongue there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This one's gonna add some new heat. Ghost pepper burns in a different way though. It's almost like a warm hug that turns into claws into the back of your back. Okay, next is Bug Fables. Guys, let me tell you. Everything that I wish Paper Mario Origami King was, this game is. Bug Fables was the complete wild card. I saw just the tiniest glimpse. It's building. I can feel it building. It was just the tiniest glimpse on an indie direct, and I was like, "That's kind of neat. It's like a Paper Mario game, but with bugs." Huh? I'll try it. I love it. It's so good. Like, there are definitely things that could use a little bit of polish, but overall, the story is incredible. Like, it goes in directions I never thought it was going to. The worlds are all unique and really cool. The characters are all memorable. Like, they have their own very different personalities and things, their own agendas. The bosses are hard. Like, I can't tell you how many times I had to lose to a boss before I really figured it out. And then you add on to that the secret hidden bosses. It's incredible. Granted, there's a point where you can figure out a super cheesy strategy and just beat everything, but until that point, it's incredible. I greatly enjoyed it. It's so good. It's like everything I wanted Paper Mario to be after Thousand Year Door when they changed the formula for it. This one's right on my tongue. But long story short, the full title is The Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling. You are these three bugs, a moth, a beetle, and a bee, that are adventuring through the world to find this sapling to save bug culture, basically. Because all the different types of bugs are broken into factions. Drinking milk, screw it. They don't agree with each other. And along the way you're fighting bosses and basically what's happened is certain bugs have been taken over by this corruption. And they're the bad bugs. They're like fight on instinct. They don't have the capability to think. Whereas most of the bugs in the game have this ability to articulate words and come up with these factions that you're a part of. And it's a really cool concept. And I love it. And without spoiling too much, just play it. If you don't have it, I think it's cheaper because it is an indie title. Go get it, play it. It's amazing. You won't regret it, especially if you love Paper Mario games like I do. It's more akin to your similar RPGs, level ups and things like that. It's really cool. Highly recommend it. You know what? Because this last game is so amazing, I have to talk about it. It's Hollow Knight, guys. Hollow Knight. So, back when Hollow Knight came out, I didn't hear about it. I didn't care about it. I didn't even know about it, really. And a few years ago, I kept hearing more and more about it. Like, it's this really cool Metroidvania game. If you don't know what that is, it's similar to Metroid Exploration with Castlevania Exploration. Just that kind of thing where you get upgrades and you can go backtracking to places you couldn't go before. This hot sauce kicking my butt. And it's just one of those kind of games. But the thing about Hollow Knight is that it's actually more akin to Dark Souls, and I'm sure you've heard that before if you've heard about this game. It's a Dark Souls Metroidvania. Being there are bosses throughout the whole game that are really hard. The only way to beat them is to figure out the strategy, figure out their moves, be patient, look for an opening, and attack them. So much of it is customizable with charms that you can use. No two layouts are the same. And it's so good, guys. And I remember I played it. I got a physical version of it long ago. And I was like, yeah, I'll play it, make sure it works. And I was like, this is kind of cool. And I set it down for like a year. My friend started talking about it. He's like, dude, you gotta play that. It's amazing. It's literally my favorite game. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll pick it up again. So I picked it up, played it. New Pokemon Snap came out. And I was like, I'll come back to it. So I put it down and played new Pokemon Snap. Picked it up, played it all the way to not completion because I didn't do the God Home DLC. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But if you do know what it is, then you know what it is. And I have no desire to do that. But I did everything else. And it's so cool. It's so cool. So you are a bug in this very foreign land and you don't know why you're there. The whole game is really cryptic. Like, the lore is just so deep, but it's so... It doesn't tell you, like, anything. It's just in little hints here and there. But basically, you're this bug that comes in, and you notice there's an infection taking over this world of hollowness. And throughout the game, you're seeking these larger boss bugs, and when you get to a certain point, the corruption starts getting worse. And without spoiling too much, that's where I'll stop with that. But it's such a good game because the exploration is set up in such a way where you just want to keep going. It draws you in so deeply with its amazing music. The score, oh, chef's kiss, it's amazing. I loved it. I listened to a certain theme of it, the City of Tears, like on repeat multiple times a day. It's amazing. I love it so much. It's so good. And the gameplay is so tight because it's those simple mechanics that you then have to master to do well. And it's flawless. It's amazing. I love that aspect of it. And like, I don't mean to just gush about this one game, but it's so good. Like, I know people talked about it for so long, and Silk Song is the next thing to come out. People are still waiting for it. And I'm one of those people now. I'm on board. I'm waiting for it to come out because Hollow Knight was just such an interesting experience. It's not just a game. Like, it just draws you in so much. And the bosses are so difficult that it gives you such a good feeling when you finally beat that one boss that gave you so many issues. And it's just so good. It's so good. It's so soul-crushing when you get to a new area and you're terrified and you lose all your souls and realize you have to go through the whole area again, but better. Because if you die twice, you lose all of your money. And money is very valuable at the beginning and middle parts of this game. So it's just so good, guys. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It's just so good. So, yeah, that's those are the last 11 games that I've really played through. Oh, that sounded gross. I'm sorry. My nose is all snotty. But that's the last games I've played, other than I've replayed a few games that I didn't really feel like talking about. Those are the main titles that I've played recently during my hiatus of not recording games. But I have great news. I think this is going to be the first video I put out before starting up Pokemon Fire Red Randomized Nuzlocke. Oh yeah! It is already in progress. I've got like 7 episodes recorded already, and oh buddy, things are different. Things are certainly different this time around. So if you're a fan of that series, look forward to that coming out very soon. If you're not a fan of that series, you should be. It's a great time. You can even rewatch my old episodes where I'm super cringy, don't know what I'm doing, and compare them to the new cringy me, which still doesn't know what I'm doing. It's a great time. But I'm going to finish this milk, and I'm going to be done with hot sauce for a little while, because some of those were really bad. And my tongue is still a little bit spicy, but it wasn't as bad as I thought, so that's great. Thank you again to my in-laws for this wonderful opportunity. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.